Is everyone? That belongs to Bella.
And we're on.
Who are we missing? Mark?
Mark.
You're good.
Is this your key?
You never had a chance to get settled here.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're all settled and ready to go. Okay. Well, good evening. I call to order the December 9th meeting of the Town of Berthoud Plan Commission at about 6:33 p.m. It's the tradition of the Planning Commission to start our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Okay, thank you. At this time, Ms. Manzo, will you please call the roll of the Berthoud Planning Commission?
Commissioner Sigmund?
Here.
Commissioner Semadalis?
Here.
Commissioner Pond?
Here.
Commissioner Hoffmans?
Yes.
Commissioner Filio?
Here.
Vice Chair Smith?
Here.
Chair Anderson?
Here. Thank you. All right, let's turn to the November 13th meeting minutes that are before us for review. Are there any questions or changes, Commissioners, to the November 13th Planning Commission minutes?
No.
Any changes? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Move approval?
I second.
So Commissioner Sigmund moved approval and Commissioner Semadalis seconded that motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions. Okay, so those minutes pass. All right, so we have no land use applications for public hearing tonight. We originally did have a land use issue for public hearing. That was, the hearing was removed from our schedule. I think it was on Tuesday. Is that correct, staff? So we won't be hearing that this evening. And just for our audience, unlike the Board of Trustees, there's no open comment period before the Plan Commission, like there is before the Board of Trustees. So there really isn't any public hearing or matter for public hearing to speak to this evening.
And Madam Chair, if I may, just for a point of clarification, for those that are in the audience, and Ms. Hillenbrand, the project manager or project planner for this case, can also correct me if I am wrong. This case, the applicant did request of staff to cancel the public hearing on Tuesday evening of this week. So as soon as we received word that they requested to pull the application, we published a corrected agenda, and it is on the town website. You can look at that website at any time, and that is posted for public to take a look at. The full packet is also on the town website. You can see the staff's original recommendation as well as the removed material, and then also the updated request to pull the application. So this application is still pending. The applicant just requested to cancel this meeting because they did not like staff's recommendation. So if you have any questions, because this is not a public hearing, you can contact the planner, Ms. Hillenbrand, after this evening.
And as a point of clarification, we do not currently know if or when the hearing will be rescheduled.
That is correct, Chair, Vice Chair Smith.
Thank you, Director. We appreciate that. All right.
When a new hearing is going to be held, notifications will be sent. Yes, a postcard, yep. The property will be posted. You can also always check online, and you can also call the planner. Yes.
And I think as a point of clarification, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steph, but generally when an application is ready for the first public step, it would come before the Plan Commission for for review first as a public hearing. And there are several, and there's 2 more steps in that process generally. And then just to give you some context, Plan Commission authority is to recommend to the town board either approval or denial. We don't make final decisions on any of the things in that step. We only recommend to the Board of Trustees. That's how that works. If you want to ask a question, we can't talk to you about this particular land use application. If you have a procedural question, I'm happy to answer it. We will not be talking about any land use item or application this evening.
So by state statute, public noticing for any public hearing before the Planning Commission is 15 days. Mhm. So oftentimes, no, we don't receive, more often than not, when it comes to either withdrawing an application or cancellation in this instance, we seldom receive much heads up, and no, our development code does not specify, nor do I believe it's required by state statute. As a property owner, they do have the right, it's their decision to submit a land use application, and therefore it is their decision and their right to pull an application, withdraw, or request a cancellation at their own accord.
And we have had land use applications that during the public hearing itself, they withdraw. So sometimes you don't even know coming into a public hearing if an applicant will withdraw their request during the hearing itself. Can you please actually come up
Yeah,
to
come
the
on up here.
podium
That
so
would
we
be
can
helpful. Or you
hear
can come to the
Thank you.
lectern where there's a microphone if that's helpful. No. In the first time, anything that comes before us that's a land use issue generally has a public hearing. Now, I say generally because it depends on what it is, but for the most part, it does. But so there would be a public hearing, particularly on this particular land use item that I believe that you came to talk to us about today. No, but
Yeah, we don't have private.
we don't have private meetings like that. Consider. Just like we would meet and listen to you for the first time.
Yes.
So let me give this some context. We're all volunteers on the Plan Commission. We are appointed by the Board of Trustees. And we serve, the best way I can think of explaining it is we're sort of quasi-judicial. We have to be very careful about being impartial. If someone comes up to us, for example, and asks us to sign a petition on something that we know is going to be a land use item, we can't do that. Yeah. We have to be very impartial. So that's why we would speak to that developer about this issue at this time that they come up for the public hearing, just like we would speak to you for the first time about that at the public hearing. And at the public hearing, you would provide testimony. We wouldn't be questioning you, right?
Yeah. So if the hearing were to happen tonight, there would be 3 different components of it. The first would be a presentation by the town staff. The second would be a presentation by the developer, the applicant. And then the third part would be the public hearing. And the Planning Commission does not, as Karen says, meet with the developers separately. We're not even allowed to meet with each other outside of the meetings.
Matter of fact, yeah, that's a good point. We can't even talk to each other about these things without being some type of violation of state law or local law. So there's no way for it. If we talk to each other for the first time when we're up here, you hear our deliberation once we go through the steps that Commissioner Smith just outlined.
And if any member of the public has a question about the process, some of these issues that were just discussed, the outline of the public hearing, when you can speak, anything like that, I strongly encourage you, rather than making assumptions, reading on social media about what the facts may be, contact staff and actually call them and find out what the facts are so that you can feel as if you're informed about what the process is. And then that way you can come in informed and armed so that you can make an impact.
Well, and I want to say something to all of you. We really appreciate public comment and we really appreciate public participation. So thank you for coming out tonight, even though you didn't get to do what you wanted to do. I would encourage you that if this does come again before us in a public hearing, that you, and you still have comments you'd like to make, please make sure that you attend that hearing.
Yeah, I was going to echo that. Stay involved. Come speak to us when we actually have it before us. So look forward to hearing your thoughts.
We're citizens. We are residents of Bertha, just like all of you. So, sure.
Yeah.
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thank you.
You're
Sorry
welcome
you
to
all
stay
went
and
out,
listen to the rest of the meeting, which won't be that long.
See, you don't want to stay with us.
Okay, so then let's move on to the next item on our agenda, which would be staff reports.
All right, so since the last time we met as Planning Commission on November 13th, there have been 2 Board of Trustees meeting. On November 25th, the town trustees heard the International Building Codes for reading number 2, the International Fire Code for reading number 2, reading number 1 of the specifications and standards, and then along with that came that change to the date of the specification and standards in the land use code, as well as a slip sheet in the comprehensive plan that reference where to find those specification and standards for reading 1, and then the 3-mile plan for reading 1. All of those code changes were approved either at reading 1 or 2 on the 25th. And then Bella also presented a facade improvement grant. Do you want to talk about that or request?
It was a major alterations request for a historic landmark that was ultimately approved by the Town Board of Trustees. It was recommended for approval by the HPAC at their November 10th meeting, and they recommended approval, and then that moved to the Town Board of Trustees, who also approved it.
Sorry, Bella, was this a specific location or a code change?
It was just a specific location
Okay.
for
315.
315 Mountain.
315 Mountain. Is that the drugstore?
I was going to say,
That's the Zoller's Shoe Shop. It was historically was the Zoller's Shoe Shine or Zoller's Shoes. That is now adjacent to City Star Brewing.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The little white building.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And they did some good research on what the building looked like historically and are making steps to return it to its historic appearance.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on December 9th, that was just this Tuesday. We've had a busy week this week. On December 9th, then the second reading of the 3-mile plan, specifications and standards, the slip sheet for the comp plan, and the little 2025 date in the land use code. Those were all approved on second reading. We did not have a land use hearing. Those were all approved. And that takes us to the end of the year with a brand new land use code, brand new building code, updated engineering specifications and standards, updated architecture standards, updated Mountain Avenue overlay district standards, architecture guidelines. Did I already say that?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So a lot of work happened this year. Lots of good land use discussions happened this year. And we're going to roll into 2026 and hope that we don't have any major land use code. There will be some, but hopefully not the extent that we did this year. And then looking at January, on the 8th of January, we may have a land use hearing. at that one, our new land use code, and Bella has updated your e-notebooks. So you will have all the new codes, all of the new guidelines on your e-notebooks online. That one you will also have the new intent statements. And so you will no longer have the criteria for approval that are small for each land use case. At the beginning of the subdivision and the land use chapter now, it's a big bulk of intent statements. Some of those intent statements won't be applicable to every case. And so you'll be relying on staff then to go through that with you. And I believe Bella is already working on a new grid for you.
Thank you.
And so we'll get those, and the first time it will be new, and that's okay. We'll all work through it together. And then on Planning Commission for the 22nd of January, right now, we don't have anything. However, there could be some case or two that might be ready for you. Looking then at February 10th. No. February 12th, we're actually, we are required by state statute by the end of 2026 to have a water conservation component in our comprehensive plan. We have an intern, Lakin Dixon, who has been working with our operations team, and she has then been coordinating with the state of Colorado, the Department of Local Affairs, on writing a water conservation element for our comprehensive plan. Operations, Alex Tennant, and his team for managing the water portfolio and water conservation efforts will be coming with Lakin that evening, and they will be, because the Planning Commission owns the comp plan, so to speak, they will be coming to talk to you about that water element. And so far, Lakin's again, working with the state very closely, and they really like the work that she's been doing. So that should be an easy element, maybe 4 pages to add. But once we add that to the comp plan, then our comp plan will be compliant. So that's another good thing.
And we'll hear that, did you say in February?
In February.
Okay.
Yep. And then Bella, do you want to give an update on ADUs? What we've done for compliance there?
Yes, absolutely. By the state, we're required to report certain things about our code that make ADUs more accessible for property owners. So we have done that reporting, and they're evaluating that. And we have also filed to be in ADU supportive jurisdiction, which is another element. It's not required, but it is optional, and it opens up CHAFA funding and certain grants to property owners who would like to put in an ADU or make changes to their ADU. So the state is also reviewing that, and we should be getting a decision on
And let me
that.
stop you for a second. For our audience, ADU means accessory dwelling unit. Just want to make sure everybody understood what that was.
Yes. So they will be reviewing that, and we should have an answer there by the early spring.
And do we anticipate that'll unlock the grants at this point, or?
Yes, so it won't be a guarantee to unlock grant funding, but it'll open up people to be able to apply for that grant funding, and then they would be evaluated by the state.
And then Ton, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you want to share any information about short-term rentals?
Nothing too exciting other than, so we currently have 9 approved short-term rentals in the town. So we approved 1 additional one this year. So the 8 others were from last year. They, as part of our regulations that you all adopted, they are required to do an annual renewal. So it's a license renewal along with a life safety inspection. So just an update to ensure that the property is still compliant in that regard. And so all 8 were quick and very responsive to doing their renewals. And so all 8 at this time have been approved and are set for the coming year. So the 9th one, because they were approved later in the year, I think we approved them in October. They were given essentially a couple free months so that they didn't have to renew. But,
And what was the max number that we?
the max is 50.
50,
So
15.
50.
50. 50.
So nowhere near that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just kind of as a point of clarification, in reviewing those renewals, do we then take a look at any data where there might have been a complaint or anything like that?
We do. So we do take that in consideration when we're doing our renewals. There is a statement within our development code and the regulations that we do take that under consideration when renewing, and we can evaluate, and that can be grounds to terminate their license. We've had no complaints on any of our existing short-term rentals.
That's nice to hear.
And the building official does go out and inspect as well with all renewals to ensure that everything is still safe from a building standpoint as well.
Wonderful.
Okay. Well,
That's great.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Ton, Bella, is there anything else that may have been overlooked? Oh, a big deal, Bella. Two big deals. Do you want to tell about?
Oh, that's what's the other one?
Well, two lead things.
Oh, yes. So last week I passed my lead accredited professional exam.
Oh,
Thank you. So that exam tests a lot of concepts related to neighborhood development and specifically planning in terms of infill, habitat protection, smart growth, green buildings, green cities. So it was a very rigorous exam, and I'm happy to report that I passed. And in additional LEED news, Berthoud has qualified for a free year of LEED Silver membership, so that opens up continuing education hours as well as, prorated membership and exams to all employees of the town. And we were granted that for participating in a LEED for Cities Accelerator program, which the planning department participated in, and we'll be pursuing our LEED for Cities certification in the coming year.
Yep. So there are two components of sustainable cities. One is that component of the town of Berthoud as an organization, as a business, how we purchase equipment, how we operate sustainably as an organization. But then the other is also how do we develop sustainably, compact form of development, providing, infrastructure, how do we provide services, how do we develop as a community? So that's what Ton and Bella also have LEED Green certification, both of them. And so now with this LEED neighborhood certification, while we are not designing neighborhoods, it will be nice because both Bella and Ton can lead that expertise when we're in doing development review. And then also, it was wonderful having them taking a look at our development code during rewrites as well, with an eye to sustainability. So we're very, very happy to have both of them on board, and congratulations again, and thank you for helping lead us with Lakin through that LEED Silver
Thank you.
process.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Congrats, Bella.
Very exciting to know that we have folks with those expertises, I guess.
Expertise.
Expertise. So, yeah, what is the plural there? Yeah,
Don't ask me.
great. Well, do we have anything else, any other staff reports that we want to go through? All right, so I will ask the commissioners if they have anything they want to report.
I will not be here in January.
Both Januaries?
Yes.
Which dates are those in January again, just so we remember?
The 8th
The 8th, okay.
and the 22nd.
Okay, so 8th and 22nd.
And I'm gonna be gone from Jan 27 to Feb 20 something. Let me check. 24th.
So through February 24th.
Yeah.
I will be gone the last week of February.
The last week, so
So yeah, if there's a meeting on the 26th, I won't make that.
okay.
So I'm just writing a note too. No Stacy, end of February.
Yeah, so that one will have no Mark, no Stacy, so there will be
No.
5.
Mark will
26.
be back.
You'll be back?
I will be back on the.
Okay.
I'm back on the 24th.
All right, so you will just miss one then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See.
Easier.
All right.
Anybody else have any?
I guess I just want to say, we're ending the year. Staff has put an amazing effort into all of these code updates, and I know you guys are all new. But honestly, as a community, it's remarkable the number of changes and code updates and modernization that they've done this year. So I want to personally thank you. I think it puts us in a great position moving into 2026. I hope your year's a little bit easier next year, but just wanted to express gratitude for all the extra effort that went into everything.
Thank
Agreed.
you.
Thank you for all you've done this year. I know you've had double duty with the, rewrites, and additionally trying to. It's not like we have a void when it comes to new land use issues. So trying to do both things at the same time. So I agree, Stacy. That's quite remarkable. Thank you for all your hard work.
Well, and to share the gratitude, our job is all of our jobs can be challenging and balancing, and thank you very much for your great questions during the public process, for reviewing the work, for asking those probing questions, for bringing good thought during the public hearing process, and for serving the town of Berthoud. We definitely appreciate that, and the public process couldn't do it without your volunteer time and the effort that you put into sometimes reading a 500-page packet. So in a week. So thank you very much. We appreciate you, and we couldn't do it without you. So
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
happy holidays,
Happy holidays.
happy resting, and we'll be right back at it in early January.
And can you believe we'll be saying Happy New Year here in about
Yeah,
2 weeks?
yeah, exactly.
Sounds great. All right. If there's nothing else then to report, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
So Commissioner Simadalis makes the
I
motion,
second.
and Commissioner Hoffman seconds it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye. All right, and if you're opposed, you're no fun. All right, great.